Hey everyone, glory to Jesus Christ. So, Fred Phelps is dead. That's all I'm going to say about it. If you want my opinions on the whole matter, go back a few videos. I just talked about it. So, I would like to, today, just ignore it and talk about something that's a little bit more lighthearted and a little bit more fun. I'm going to call it my 5-year retrospective, which is the craziest things, the most unexpected things, the biggest surprises, and in some cases, the most horrifying things that I have seen and experienced and learned as an evangelist in the prison setting. So, and hopefully I don't cough too much. Give me a second. Much better. So, let's see. First off, I'm a mess. First off, when I was reading down the list of contraband items that's in the visitor's manual, everything made sense to me, except one thing: chewing gum. And I was like, can't they buy chewing gum in the commissary? Like, what's the deal with the chewing gum? And the person who was giving me the tour said, nay, moose breath, because that chewing gum, if you chew gum and you put it into one of the locks in the doors, not only does it jam the lock, it breaks it irreparably. Now, most of our locks are not actually keyed entry locks. They're operated by a computer, by a series of guards in control booths around the facility. But some of them, some of the doors, such as the door into the administrative section, they're still using these locks. And these locks, okay, they're this big. They're like, iPad size, but they're about 4 inches thick. And the key that you need to open it is the size of a Coke bottle. I mean, look at this. Like, it would be like that. Crazy. So, now you would think if they're going to spend $9,000 on a lock, they might want to get one that doesn't get borked by chewing gum, but apparently not. So I just said, okay, I'll remember that. No gum. I don't want to get a $9,000 bill. Okay, moving on. Oh, yes. Inmate candy. So, a couple weeks after I started going in once or twice a week, I befriended one of these inmates. I can't use his name because I don't have his permission. He's since out. I kind of befriended him a little bit, and he would just come up to me, just ask me some questions about various stuff. He was, trying to flirt with me a little bit and getting shot down, stuff like that. He was a sweetie. So one week, at the end of church, I went up to say hello and shake his hand, and he passed me something in cellophane, not cellophane, like a saran wrap baggie. And now, of course, I can't see it, right? Because it's in my palm. And I'm going, oh my goodness, if you just pass me drugs, I will keel haul you. I will rain down death from above. What is this? And he was like, no, it's just a piece of candy I made for you. But don't let the blue see. Don't let the blue see. It's candy. So I was like, okay, thank you. So the minute I got outside, I looked at this thing. And by the way, I may still have it. If I have it in my archives over there and I find it, I'll put it on the next video. What these guys do is they'll each get a commissary order. So one of them will get, like, peanut butter. One of them will get chocolate bar. One of them will get, like, throat lozenges, or maybe, like, those, like, strawberry hard candy drops, whatever. And so what these guys do is they put all of that stuff together. They mix it up, like, literally mix it up, and then they form it into, like, balls or little squares, and they wrap it with shrink wrap. I don't even know how they're getting shrink wrap. But the point is, that's their own version of custom candy. It's confectionery. And of course it's contraband. It's illegal because who knows what's lying in it. I mean, you could have, like, a handcuff key in there or something. And just before you ask, no, I didn't eat it. I don't have a death wish. But I thought that was kind of cute. What else? Well, okay. This one isn't so funny. You know how pedophiles and people who kill children, people who rape children, even if they're only sentenced to like 10 or 20 years, that's a death sentence, because inside the walls of a prison, there are people that are going to kill the pedophiles. It happens all the time. Duh, right? If you know anything about our criminal justice system, you don't need me to tell you that. What I did not realize, though, is how many other seemingly innocuous things can also get you on the hit list. For example, if you have a crime that's very minor, called a baby case. Let's say you violated parole because you were drinking when you weren't supposed to be. or you violated parole by sucker punching a guy in the nose, whatever. If your cellmate or guys on your block or whoever find out that really you're not a, I don't want to swear, you're not a bad A, you know? They found out that you're really not to be reckoned with. They're not going to respect you, and they are going to try to take you for everything you're worth. That may come in the form of rape, it may come in the form of stealing your commissary, it may come in the form of stealing envelopes and stamps, or just messing with you because they have nothing better to do. So that's kind of upsetting. The other thing is, not only, we know snitches, right? Snitches, death sentence. Duh. But what I didn't know until recently, and I'm kind of ashamed that I never thought of this, was a lot of these guys that are the most violent and the most depraved and the most vindictive, and they're just gonna, they want to be violent in any way they can. If they see you, assuming you, are an inmate, they see a fellow inmate being polite to a guard, they're going to have him roughed up or killed. If they see an inmate obeying a guard's direction without fighting verbally, without being disrespectful, that person now has a target on their head. Okay? Anything that is not open and blatantly defiant can get you in a lot of trouble. Isn't that awful? It's so depressing. So that's, I think, a lot of times when the guys in church, if the guards come in, they need to pull somebody out for whatever reason, they get kind of passive-aggressive about it. Like, they'll walk, but they'll walk really slowly. And then the guard will be like, come on, let's go. And they're like, I'm not going to run to you. That's why. One of the reasons. Anyway, it's not just because they hate the guards. A lot of them do hate the guards. But it's also, it's for the benefit of the people around them. Benefit. Also, documentaries, film documentaries. If you have a documentary crew that comes into your prison and they want to interview you, fine, as long as you're saying the right things. But the minute that you start to defend, like, say the warden isn't all bad, or, most of the time the guards, they're all right, they're pretty polite. Oh, no. That's seen as being as worse as snitching. In some cases, maybe even worse. So that is why when these documentary filmmakers go into prisons, a lot of times you'll see them and they have to go through, inmate after inmate after inmate, because nobody wants to talk to them on camera. And the reason nobody wants to talk to them on camera is because they know if they say the wrong thing, or if they don't say the right thing, there's consequences for that. And what I recently learned was that's the case even when you have an inmate who is in solitary confinement or administrative segregation. It's also the case when you're on death row. Case in point, San Quentin, right? The most famous prison probably in the United States. San Quentin has 3 death rows. One of them is, it's kind of like the hole. It's where the most violent of the most violent go. Okay? It's called the adjustment unit. And it's also where some of the famous prisoners are for their own safety. But the point is, in that adjustment unit, that's a supermax institution. So you're in your cell by yourself 23 hours a day. You shower by yourself. You have exercise out in your own personal caged yard. It's awful. It's depressing. But the point is that you have little to no contact with other inmates. These guys were still scared to talk to the film crew, despite the fact that they were in there. So what does that tell you? Yeah. Not good. So, really upsetting, isn't it? I don't like to dwell on that for too long, because I actually write a bunch of the guys on the San Quentin death row. So, what else? I think that's probably, I guess that's probably enough for one video. I thought I had something else to say, and of course now I can't think of it. Oh, I hate it when this happens. I heard it. I feel like I'm thinking through molasses. Yeah, so I guess that's it for right now. Sorry. If I think of something else, I'll make a second video. But God bless you all. Please hit subscribe if you haven't. Please press the like button too. Even if you are subscribed, it really, really, really helps. Here's the deal. I want 10 subscribers. I've got 40. I want 10 more. If you can get me 10 more, rustle them up, I will do the urine writing video. Remember about a month ago I said I'm going to make a demonstration about how these guys send messages back and forth without using, cryptology And one of the things they do is there's certain liquids that will turn brown when you apply heat to them. And of course, one of the only chemicals that the inmates have access to that also turns brown with heat is their own urine. So I thought I would do a, I don't know, kind of like a demonstration using urine. I was going to show you what happened if you do it with ammonia, bleach, whatever. It'd be fun. So 10 more subscribers, folks, please. And then I'm going to make my husband give me a cup of his own pee. We're going to see which one of us would be the better urine writer. That's right. Anyway, I have to go. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. And again, please hit like and subscribe. Please keep me in your prayers. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay? God bless you. Have a good weekend. Bye.